I still cannot believe how much money I spent on these. And all because it says right on the box, certified space technology. Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. You know that I love my skincare. I just love trying and testing new things, but I honestly believe that you can get efficacious skincare for not a lot of money. However, when I saw this was the first space certified technology for skincare, I was like, I absolutely positively have to try this. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. And if you are too, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because you know you're gonna come back for more. So this brand is called Aeonia. I think it's Aeonia, whatever. It's from Delavie Sciences, and it was a brand that was formed by two scientists. The reason why I got suckered into buying it, well, I'm not gonna say I was suckered. I mean, I'm happy with what's going on. However, the reason I actually purchased this was because I was listening to an episode on the Skinny Confidential podcast that is with Lauren and Michael Bostic. If you don't know who they are, you should probably look into them. They'll make you feel bad about everything you're not doing in your life. No, seriously, it seems like they're living their lives to the nth degree to figure out every possible tweak and adjustment to make themselves live forever in the most healthy way, to look their youngest, to be the strongest. It's a whole scene that it's exhausting. However, sometimes they have little tips and tricks that I'm just kind of like, yes. And when I came across their podcast interview with Dr. Kyle Landry, it was actually published on May 25th. So if you want to go look for it, I'll try and link it down below, but it's May 25th broadcast. I think it's their podcast number 573. They got into the weeds with Dr. Landry about his and Dr. David Sinclair's new brand. Now, you know, I love to read everything I can when I get obsessed about something. So of course I listened to the podcast twice. I of course placed an order and then I scoured the website to get every bit of information I could. So listen, I could give you a data dump and tell you a ton of stuff about them, but let me just tell you, the reason it's called space certified technology is because up in the International Space Station, they are constantly doing experiments on all sorts of stuff, and the doctors had been contacted by whatever space agency saying, hey, we came across this, I think it's called an what's it called? Extremophile. That's what it's called. Basically, they're organisms that can survive and thrive under extreme conditions, like extreme heat, extreme cold, that sort of thing. And that's actually what Dr. Kyle Landry studies is extremophiles. And they came across this one that they thought might be interesting. And so they worked on it for 2 years and came up with the star ingredient in this line. It's called Bacillus Lysate. All right, let me give you the exact specifics on Bacillus Lysate. Notes are right here. It's clinically shown to restore moisture to your skin and regulate visible signs of aging, such as fine lines, wrinkles, and age spots. The Bacillus Lysate is proven to reduce free radicals, like the damage that's already happened in your skin, stimulate DNA repair enzymes that are going to start and fix the damage that we've done, and increase the production of hyaluronic acid, restoring the moisture to your skin. So as most of you know, if you saw my last video, hyaluronic acid and I were not best of friends, but the hyaluronic acid that we put on top of our skin, it's a little different. I mean, that's just a topical. Our body produces its own hyaluronic acid that helps retain the moisture, gives us the plumpness, the hydration, blah, blah, blah. However, as we get older, the production of that hyaluronic acid decreases precipitously, and that's why we start to see the visible signs of aging more prominently. However, this Bacillus Lysate actually starts the hyaluronic acid growing within our system again. Are you kidding me? Then I don't have to worry about using topical hyaluronic acid anymore? Thank you very much. And currently, the Aeonia line has two products. So this one here is the Age-Defying Serum, which hydrates, rejuvenates, and restores. And then they have the Eye Refresh, that's their eye cream, which also hydrates, rejuvenates, and restores. So as you can see, I've been using this for quite some time. You're supposed to use it twice a day. And that's how I initially started off using it. I myself don't like using active ingredients twice a day. First of all, I use a bunch of actives, so I like to have some in the morning, some in the evening. I don't want anything interacting poorly with each other, so I'm really very careful about what is for morning and what is for evening. However, since I spent $125 on this and $75 on the eye cream, although I will say at the end of the podcast, Dr. Kyle Landry did offer a 25% off code using code SKINNY. I don't know if it is still available today, but if you do decide to check these out, just try putting in code SKINNY, SKINNY, in the like discount box at the, when you're checking out, see if you can get the 25% off, because honestly, I probably would have bought it just to test it for you guys at full price, but it would have been super painful. And don't think I'm not going to try and use that code again. So like I said, I have used a bunch of this. Now, I like to read all the directions, all the instructions, and figure out how to use it appropriately. And it says you have to shake it before you use it. Fine. Also, it does have this pump situation, which a lot of us are used to, when you open it, this little pump comes up and then you can like depress it to take in more of the product. That's not how you're supposed to use this one. You're actually supposed to, when you first get it, prime the pump by going up and down a couple times, closing it back up. Then when you open it, it actually has the correct amount in there for you that you need for like your entire face and neck. I actually found that it is really important to do it that way, because otherwise, if you just depress the plunger yourself, you're gonna end up with too much like product going into it, and then you're going to be using too much and wasting it. And at this price, you don't want to be wasting it. So I did do it per their instructions for 2 weeks. I used it morning and night. The first week, I didn't use any other actives. It was painful because you know how I feel about my routines, but I wanted to give her her best shot, and I wanted to see if I was going to have any irritation, and I had none. I will say it's nice. It feels good going on. It's just a normal light serum. Like texture. It's a little runny. It doesn't feel like terribly sticky. It sinks in nicely. The only thing I don't like about it, they use geranium flower oil, and I can totally smell it, and I hate the way it smells. It's a scent I don't like. And all the ingredients that are in here are in for a purpose. It's not in there for scent, so they want that ingredient in there, so fine, but I don't love the scent. Yeah, I really don't like that scent. I'm gonna put it on the back of both hands. I'm not wasting this. So after 2 weeks of doing exactly what they said, I was kind of like, I don't like using this morning and night. That's just not how I like my routine to go. So I only was using it in the evening, and I used it for a week in the evening with nothing else. Then I started using it with my retinaldehyde on top and then a moisturizer. I was keeping it very simple. And of course I was using their eye refresher. Now it says that you're supposed to apply it every morning around the eye area. And I did, but honestly, I really prefer using it at night because I'm going to show you. It is a thicker cream, and one of the reasons why it's thick is because it has shea butter in it. And for me, I was not really excited about that ingredient in there because shea butter is thick. And some of you may know from previous experience, when you use like thicker creams and lotions in the eye area, you can easily develop milia. And if you're like, wait, what is that? It's tiny little white bumps. It's basically like a buildup of keratin and dead skin cells that aren't able to naturally exfoliate because they're being held in by a very occlusive layer, hence the shea butter. And I was super worried about developing the milia. So for me, I was using it at night so that there was nothing else going on the eye area. If it's the daytime, there's going to be like sunscreen over top, there's going to be makeup. So I really just wanted the only thing to be in the eye area was just this. So I used it in the evening. Also, you see how it has this metal tip? We know that we love those metal tips because they're nice and cooling and, they're good for spreading the product. Except because this is thick, like I showed you, when you try to spread it with a metal tip, it's a little more difficult because the metal is cool. So honestly, I really just like taking it, rubbing it between my fingers, kind of warming it up a little bit, and then patting it in the under eye area, and I feel much better about it. I feel better about it like sinking into my skin. I feel better about it like not dragging so much because it's gonna happen. You will like be tugging at the eye area. It's just thicker than what we normally like. And that's one of the things I just don't love. And I feel like because it's these two men who developed this, that maybe they aren't like fully invested in the cosmetics industry. They don't realize some of the things that we as consumers really expect and kind of want because of what we've learned through trial and error. We don't want to tug. We don't want thick products in some areas. We want a luxurious experience, and we want the products to be efficacious. We want it all. Now, I normally don't expect to have real results from a new ingredient for around anywhere from 1 to 3 months, depending on what it is. 3 months is really like a good barometer if you've had any change. I've only been using this for a month, and I will tell you, I do think I've been getting a little more firmness back in my skin. As an aside, I've been losing weight and I've been really afraid of like my skin kind of getting like a little more jowly, starting to not look as firm, maybe hang a little bit, and that hasn't been happening, thank God. However, I didn't think I was really going to notice any difference, but I did notice my skin just was like feeling a little firmer. And then the big one for me, this here is kind of like what I pay attention to. It's one of my darkest spots, and for me it's always like, well, are my skin products having any sort of effect on this? And I didn't think about it. I mean, I was just going face, neck, and décolleté like I always do. But this here is starting to lighten, and it has broken up slightly. Like there's a little more space in an area where there wasn't before. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell if you look at this video and then like videos from months ago. I can certainly tell just because I look in the mirror all day, every day. So then I was like, oh, it actually might be working. And that's really all I want. If I'm spending money on products, I want them to be efficacious. I want to see changes. Considering this has only been a month, I definitely think I'm going to be purchasing a second bottle of this when I finish it, because I'm assuming that that's going to end up giving me about like 3 to maybe 4 months of total use, and we'll see where I am with that. The eye cream, however, I am a little back and forth on. Now, even though I haven't really seen noticeable changes in my eyes, previously, like let's say like 2 months ago, I do think I was getting more crepiness in this area. So I do want to see if this will tighten up and like maybe address that crepiness at all. So far, I haven't been having issues with wrinkles. That doesn't mean they're not right around the corner. I'm expecting them any day now. However, the longer I can hold them off, the better. And like I said, if that code SKINNY for 25% off works again next time I go to use it, then fine. I'm definitely getting these things again. I should mention to you the other active ingredients in the eye cream are resveratrol, ferulic acid, caffeine, and of course the shea butter. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Bacillus Lysate, I'm just going to look for that in other products. You're not going to find it. It is owned and manufactured by Delavie Sciences. They are not selling it out to other groups. This is the only brand that carries that specific, enzyme? And if that's the case, then I'm happy to use their certified space technology on my face. Now, like I said, this is $125 for 1 ounce, and the eye cream is $75 for half an ounce. And they're currently working on other products. I believe they have a face wash that they're going to be using that has some active ingredients in it, and a moisturizer, but those aren't expected until the end of the year, and I'll probably be trying them. Now, Dr. Landry was quick to point out in his interview on the Skinny Confidential podcast that you're never going to have the effects from a serum that you have through like injectables, Botox, that sort of thing. And I'm not looking for those types of changes to my skin. For me, I'm just looking for even texture. I'm looking to address the hyperpigmentation, keep wrinkles at bay, overall smoothness, moisture, hydration. And at 53 years old, that might be a tall order, but I will try everything until I'm sure I have found the winning combination. Now, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, I can't believe $200 for these 2 products. I did it for you guys. The problem is I may continue just doing it for me. And honestly, I can't say whether or not I recommend you trying this. The serum, if you are like me and you just have to try new, interesting, special things that you've never heard of before, then yeah, I think you might want to try it, especially if you can use the code. The eye cream, unless you have like some serious under eye issues, because actually it is supposed to address, let me get this right, reduce puffiness, under eye bags, and dark spots in the eye area for smoother, firmer, and hydrated look. And they said that in their clinical trials, after 14 days, people felt their skin looked more healthy and youthful, and after 28 days, a reduction in their wrinkles. So if those are issues that you're having that you've not been able to battle any other way, then you may want to try the, eye refresh. I will, of course, have these products linked for you in the box below. As far as I know right now, they are not commission links for me. If they are at any point, I will let you know. My links always say, like, I think it says in the description box, like the links above and below are affiliate links and I earn a small commission. That's not always the case, and this product right here, I don't think it's something I can earn commission on right now. That's fine. I don't always need to. I just like bringing new interesting things to you. All right, you guys, so that is all for the Aeonia Certified to Space Technology Age-Defying Serum and Eye Refresh. Do me a favor in the comments below, let me know if you think you're going to try this, because I'm wondering if there are other crazy people out there like me who are willing to spend this kind of money to I don't know, give us what we're looking for. And don't forget, if you really want to hear the full in-depth story on this, it's pretty fascinating. I will hopefully be able to link the podcast below from the Skitty Confidential, posted on May 25th. All right, you guys, as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon.